Welcome to the mindless musings of friends while two of us play Stardew Valley.
Wasn't that a joke in one of the American Pie movies?
Never saw those.
Possibly. I don't know.
So does this show you, by the way, that the translation of the product that Carol's got right there is called a fire weasel?
I
Oh,
don't know. Seems legit.
only you would know that.
Only I would know that. I don't want to know that.
All I know is that it has 3 settings: jackhammer, earthquake, and meteor strike. And it can usually get the job done in like under a minute.
I love how jackhammer's the low setting, by the way.
Slow build up, jackhammer. You gonna need new hips, bitch.
Yeah, it's for kind of like when you gotta get one quick, before you lose your mind, but you don't have time to like take your time with it.
What? Just like chopping down a tree, right?
Not exactly, but close enough.
Okay.
For some reason, my mind went to a strange place. Did any of you guys see the movie Something About Mary?
Yes.
Pretty
Nope.
sure I have.
The movie opened... Oh, a little bit of a spoiler, but I guess I won't talk about it then.
The zip.
The zip with Keith David at the beginning.
Oh, is that the bit that I've seen like in I think it was on the commercial for the movie, the trailer for the movie that was like on TV commercials when it was out, where the guy, you can tell the guy accidentally zipped his dick up in his pants zipper.
Phil, was it his dick or his testicles? It's been a long time.
It was very much his testicle.
Ah, okay. Well, it didn't say in the trailer, the little clip that I saw, exactly what it was, but it was obviously that very, very sensitive region.
I've never seen Keith David that more worried for another individual.
Well, Phil, Ben Stiller got the zipper all the way to the top.
Oh. How do you do that to yourself? Oh.
I love his reaction. All right, it'll be just like taking off a Band-Aid. 1, 2...
We got a bleeder!
I'm not gonna lie, like, it might be the most Keith David has ever made me laugh in a gag.
Keith David is underrated for comedy. He needs to be in more comedy things. Yeah, for some strange reason, when Carol was like talking about her Tachi, my mind was going to DB Cooper versus Bigfoot.
Of course it was.
Actually, I was thinking of where your mind would go, really, rather than my own. But
Oh, Phil, you could not handle places where my mind goes. Although maybe you could. You do like the pineapple.
now, Carol, we've been over this. I don't go to those parts of the internet. That's illegal in many states and many countries.
You ever watch the movie Little Nicky?
Yeah, a few times. That's Satan's punishment for Hitler.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say. Excuse me, you're a Prince of Darkness, sir. You have a meeting at 5. You're going to shove a pineapple up Hitler's ass? Thank you, Dave. Anyways, I've actually heard Adam Sandler's movies on Netflix are pretty awful.
They're all bad.
Well,
He doesn't
it's
do many.
Adam Sandler.
Yeah, true.
I mean, what do you expect?
Which one was the golfy one? Was that Happy Gilmore?
Oh yeah, I will admit this about Adam Sandler, even though it's probably not going to be as shocking as you think. His earlier movies are actually way better than these like more recent ones.
Yeah, him and Carl Weathers were pretty funny in that one.
Yeah, it's a decent one. Happy Gilmore. Oh god, what's the one where he's not very educated and he's trying to?
Oh, Go Back to School?
Yeah.
Billy Madison?
Yeah, that's a decent one. And I think The Waterboy was the last one I watched that I actually enjoyed.
I don't like Adam Sandler at all. He just annoys the hell out of me.
Well, he's not just obnoxious, he's kind of a horrible, cynical, embedded kind of like jackass now, though. Like,
Um,
his movies are always very mean, kind of comedy.
Yeah, yeah. Which is the one where he becomes a dad? Is it Big Daddy? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. I always thought it was Billy Madison, that one.
Because the one where he becomes or adopts a kid, I don't know exactly what the plot is. I've only seen it once. It's pretty awful.
So what you're saying is we should totally watch Jack and Jill.
I've
is
never
there
seen it.
enough booze to watch that?
I've never seen it. It could be a good movie.
Neither have
No,
I.
no, no,
but
no,
it is notoriously
Yeah, bad.
beyond bad.
Like Al Pacino advertising Dunkin' Donuts. Bad.
Yeah, but the bar has been set so low for us. I mean, it
This-
can't be worse than Turtle Dream or Neil Breen.
This is low, but
Okay, I'll tell you why it's worse than Neil Breen. Because it's not a cult indoctrination film. It's an actual studio budgeted movie.
no, this Adam Sandler movies are scams to make himself and his cabal of friends rich. Always.
But they do have studio backing to pay for shit.
Yeah, so did Cats. The bar's still set very low for us. I mean, in terms of real movies, not Neil Breen, not Len Kabasinski, not whatever the fuck Turtle Dreams was Cats the worst quote-unquote real movie we've seen?
Oh,
Wait, real is in like budget, Hollywood, everything behind it.
Had real actors, had a director that wasn't a crazy cult leader or an idiot obsessed with samurais.
I mean, the Apple, but
I love the apple.
Yeah, but we like the Apple.
The apple made me happy.
yeah, but is the Apple a good movie though?
Yeah,
To us,
no, but
To us it is, but
I mean, we had fun.
that more recently, about the Phantom of the Opera. Do you remember what it was called?
Phantom of the Paradise.
That was pretty awful too.
Oh, damn right.
that had potential, but it kind of went off the rails in the last 20 minutes.
It went off the rail when it started, sweetheart.
The Apple is the gold standard for insanity.
The only musical I've seen that has a rape song.
I'm coming for you. But it's so catchy.
Phantom of the Paradise. Is that the Birdman one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The
It was Griffith from Berserk.
with Paul Williams.
yeah.
What was the point of the bad guy having a Dorian Gray weakness, and that's ultimately not used to kill him?
Drugs.
Lots of drugs, buddy.
But like, they have it set up. Like, this is how you beat your bad guy. He can't look at the. Oh God, was it even a picture in this case, or was it something else?
It was a film.
Okay, there we go. You can't look at this film of yourself, otherwise you'll age, like Dorian Gray, and you'll die. They have a setup. Like, they have a kryptonite for our bad guy, and it's never used. He just dies. It's just, why is that even there?
Why not?
Did you watch that video I sent you by some crackpot on YouTube that thinks Willy Wonka is a prequel to Snowpiercer?
Okay, what?
That's got to be an interesting theory.
Wait, did you send me this?
I sent it in the group chat. I think it was Saturday I sent it.
I I ignore most.
Okay, wait. Why is
things.
that?
Why is that?
I can't even.
All right. Now, keep in mind, this is a theory by some crackpot on YouTube.
Is this Critical Drinker?
No, it's.
Okay.
I wish it was. He's actually really funny.
Go away now. Snowpiercer.
I've watched a few of his videos. Yeah.
Pretty much sums him up.
Although lately I've been watching a lot of brew videos. How to brew this, how to brew that, how to make it smash, how to... Because I got that brew kit and I've been making things.
What was the name of our antagonist from Snowpiercer? Something with a W. Mr. Wilford?
Oh, Wilford.
Wilford.
Okay, like, according to the theorist, Wilford is Charlie from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay.
He changed his name to W because he liked his role model so much, Willy Wonka, and he wanted everything that he invented to have a W on it. He mentions in the movie that the reason they need little children to power the locomotive that never stops is because the part that used to power that has recently gone extinct. What were little things in the original Willy Wonka movie? The random dude who just shows up out of nowhere and, kills, I don't know, either a third or half of the cast, I forget. The theorist believes that could be the kid from the original Willy Wonka movie who was obsessed with guns.
Oh, Mike TV.
Mike TV. Tilda Swinton he views as the spoiled brat. Like Charlie, like she's very me-centered in that movie. But after Charlie saves her life, allegedly, in Willy Wonka, she becomes very centered on the person who saved her life instead. Which is why she's constantly saying crap like, Wilford is kind, Wilford is merciful to all, he's the greatest. I keep in mind, this is all circumstantial crap.
I always get a laugh out of the fact like it's inspired by a Korean culture.
Yeah, clearly. And it goes into other details too. But it's mostly crap, but some of it's fun crap.
So don't make Oompa Loompas extinct.
Oh, another one was the C4. In the original Willy Wonka movie, there was something called exploding gum. Like Mike TV chewed on something, Wonka told him to spit it out. That's my exploding gum. It's not perfected yet. You can't eat that. And then we have our Korean buddy in the movie getting high off of what looks like gum but ends up being C4.
Yeah, Chrono.
By the way, Phil nailed it the other day. When it came to the translating device for that guy, it really didn't help all that much.
No, it didn't, because he had a lot of dialogue that wasn't given subtitles.
Yeah, like, why wouldn't they put subtitles for that?
Having Chris Evans in the area so you can actually hear what he's saying. I don't know, maybe it'll run out of battery eventually, but... The thing is, you can clearly tell, like, they were the ones who made it. They produced that movie.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's a good movie, don't get me wrong, but you can clearly tell the hand is, like, super apparent in it.
I mean, some of the best movies we've watched together were Korean films.
Train to Busan. The Host.
One of these days, Parasite.
I want to see that.
You can pick it. It's
Parasite's good.
I have a very vague idea of what it's about.
I think it's similar to Train to Busan, not Train to Busan, I'm sorry, Snowpiercer, in the sense that It is a very haves versus have-nots type situation.
So class warfare.
I think so. I've not seen Parasite, but I've heard people use that analogy.
Hey, question. You know that first aid test on The Office?
That was a funny episode.
Yeah, why is Dwight cut open the doll with a knife?
Because he's insane.
Oh, right.
According to the joke, the doll dies because I think it's a remote doll that if you don't properly give it CPR, it stops working. Blah 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 blah. In Dwight's logic, all right, what do you do next? You check to see if it has a donor card, and somebody just screamed out, probably Andy or Michael, he has a donor card. All right, now we have to carve open its chest to get the organs out. They'll only stay preserved for a limited amount of time.
A whole way. Nice. Dwight always finds a way to give Stanley a heart attack, no matter what. Stanley, don't die! Barack is president!
If somebody dies, how much time do you have to quote unquote harvest their organs for a donor?
You're always
Probably
asking
a couple hours.
You're always asking the questions that really matter, aren't you?
It's an interesting thing to bring up. I never really thought of that before.
Yes, it is a very interesting thing to bring up after the week where we talked about eating babies and watching demonic orgies and watching the elderly fight.
Coincidentally, Joe needs this answer right away. He's suddenly rather busy.
Why can't I hear sirens?
I would wanted this information because I'm probably gonna put a donor card in my wallet. Like, why not? Like, if I don't need my heart anymore, why not give it to somebody who might, or my liver or whatever?
Or your prostate.
I'd still have 25 years of use.
Okay.
You don't know. Speaking of Pixar movies from earlier, apparently that movie Soul won an award today.
I think I've heard of that. I don't know what it's about, though.
About jazz music.
Came out around Christmas time, maybe even Christmas Day. I think. God, I'm trying to remember who was in it. Phil, who played Django in Django Unchained?
Jamie Foxx.
I think it's Jamie Foxx. Is the main character. Now that movie would be a trip to watch.
You just watched that for the Leo scene.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Christoph Waltz. Come on, he steals the show.
God, yeah, Christoph Waltz is excellent in that movie.
The bit where he explains to Django the glorious life of a bounty hunter is just the funniest thing ever. Like, in my line of work, I shoot people dead and turn their corpses in for cash. How I get those corpses, that can be a little tricky sometimes.
That's a really good point.
What?
Is Metal Gear the best example of an entire franchise built off the first two games that nobody ever played?
But we all played them. Oh.
No.
Oh, we didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
Metal Gear, not Metal Gear
1 and
Solid.
2.
Huge difference.
Very good point. Very good point.
Yeah, I've
I
never
have played
seen
the
a...
original Metal Gear. Not its completion, but I have played it.
Nice.
Is it tough?
No, by the time I got to it, it was fucking how old? So it was just more dealing with that. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say tough, though.
Can't imagine playing games like that now.
There's all this talk about, like, remaking the original Metal Gear Solid. Like, why not remake one of those two games?
Because people want to play Metal Gear Solid remade. Why did the FF7 remake get made and not FF2?
Fair point. Fair point.
Because FF7 is like one of the best games ever made.
But keep in mind, though, the FF7 remake is not a remake. It's a sequel.
Shh. They're not supposed to know that.
When are they remaking 8?
Next week, you missed it.
Oh.
Oh.
By remake, do you mean remake as in remake or hidden sequel remake?
I mean, either.
You reckon? Hey, do you reckon the third remake is going to be called Remake? Could they resist it?
Let's get things right this time.
They'll never see it coming.
All right, here's how you sequel remake 8. Have the entire latter half of that game just be a dream. Have Squall wake up from a coma. Oh guys, I had the weirdest dream. Freaking time was compressing, the moon opened up. So what did I miss?
No.
Well, you could actually do that with 8, because 8's now all about memories retrospectively, so... Oh, they better not fuck up the next 14 expansion. I'm so worried about that next expansion now.
Why are you worried? Didn't you say this game is the best writers in the industry working on it?
They're kind of, well, from the outline, from a different perspective, they're kind of copying the end of 1.0 story.
Wait, 1.0 as in the original?
Yeah,
14?
the original. So 2.0 had its own story, 3.0 had its own story, 4.0 had its own story, and so did 5. 6.0 might just copy the end of 1.0 completely.
Why do you think it will?
The original villain of 14 is a general called Neil Von Darnus, who turns out to be a woman under armor who's insane. And she wishes to beckon forth down the moon to crush an entire continent. The villain in 6.0 kind of looks the same, wants to do something similar except burn the world up, and he's followed by a crazy cult of people, including that character that you like.
Van Daniel?
Yeah, that guy's incredibly nihilistic and hilarious.
He is. He reminds me of Greed a little bit from Fullmetal Alchemist.
No, he doesn't care about money. All thing he cares about is taking everybody out in a big explosion of fire. That's all he cares
money.
about. Okay, buy money, yeah, sure, why not?
Phil, he gives a whole monologue. Oh, money is so great. We can buy weapons. We can buy bullets. We can buy politicians. Money, money, money.
The great motivator, yes. Why is it people who like money, they never go far, do they? As villains. Whereas in real life, you get Jeff Bezos.
The real life Lex Luthor.
So, Phil, what flavor ice cream you got?
Madagascar vanilla.
Is that really a flavor?
I mean, I'm eating it, so yeah, why not?
Does it taste different than normal vanilla?
It's a bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Madagascar vanilla is a stronger sort of flavor of vanilla.
Is it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is also why, well, when you get the crappy, cheap vanilla ice cream and people... This is why vanilla has the reputation of being plain. Whereas if you get a good Madagascar vanilla, you can tell that's certainly not the case.
Yeah, that's not playing that. It's a bit clotted for me, I think. The cream.
You say that, but vanilla's my favorite flavor of ice cream.
Oh, vanilla's gorgeous. It's always nice.
No, chocolate chip mint's probably my favorite, but vanilla's a close.
Specifically speaking, mint is my favorite. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
But yeah, vanilla's
chocolate chip is absolutely my favorite.
I remember one of my nieces being really stubborn as a kid. She used to love mint chocolate chip, and we got her Haagen-Dazs mint chocolate chip one day, and she refused to eat it because apparently mint Haagen-Dazs is not green. It's like, it's not real mint. It's not green. Like, oh, for fuck's sake.
It's not real tutti frutti. It's only blue.
Like her sister's like, it tastes just like mint. It's not real mint. It's not green.
Well, you can't expect a small child to understand.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but this particular one has a tendency for being very stubborn when it comes to color coordinated things. Like, for example, the same day we had raviolis for
Well,
dinner.
I mean, if that comes up again, just get like some actual mint, like the plant, and get the child to eat that. They'll start complaining after that, because that's actual mint.
But we were having raviolis for dinner, which she loves. She loves raviolis. But we got special raviolis because it was for St. Patrick's Day. They were green, and they taste just like normal raviolis, they're just green. And she refused to eat them because, to her mind, raviolis aren't supposed to be green.
Well, no, they're not.
Yeah, she's stubborn.
It's not the worst. I've seen the worst I've seen is my younger cousins when they stayed with my grandparents. They were always begging them to, hey, could you take the edges off my bread? They were those kind of kids. You know what I mean?
The crust, yeah.
Why did kids hate crusts? I love them. I don't get it.
It's my favorite part of the pizza.
Okay, now that's weird. Like the crust thing, I was on Phil's side with, but the crust on pizza is the worst part.
Yeah, the topping's the best part.
Unless it's stuffed crust.
The crust is the delivery device. It's the
It
same
really
with a
is.
pasty.
I like it.
Oh, man. I mean, okay. Different scenario if we're talking about like stuffed crust or something, because then it's more edible.
Edible.
Yeah.
It's bread at the end of the day.
Carbohydrates.
I don't think I've ever had deep dish pizza.
Mm. It's not really quite as much a thing in that area, I suppose.
I heard it's not really like pizza. It's more like a calzone.
No.
No.
Calzone is folded over, and
I'm looking.
calzone's more like a giant pasty, actually.
I'm just saying, like, deep dish isn't like a normal pizza. Like, you need like a knife
Yes,
and fork,
it is.
for example.
No, you don't.
How?
Same way you eat pizza any other.
Yeah, but deep dish is different than normal pizza.
No, it's not. It's just got a somewhat thicker crust. You can still eat it with your hands.
I need throat medicine or something. I checked my I was going through my medicine cabinet earlier on. God almighty, I've still got stuff from like March 2020 that's expired. Yeah.
Most medication doesn't really expire. Or at
Really?
least, it still has some use past its sell-by date.
Would there not be an expiration date on the bottle for his medicine?
There will be an
There
expiration date
usually
on
is.
there, but it will usually work past that.
Some do break down and stop being as effective.
I just want something for a sore throat, that's all.
Well, for talking about real medicine, I like NyQuil.
Actually, I like my thing of the apple cider with the frozen orange juice concentrate, cinnamon sticks, cloves, one bit of honey. Sometimes add in some sliced ginger.
NyQuil only for night for me, though. Obviously there's DayQuil for day.
What's the difference?
One has something in it to help you sleep. The other
right.
has a caffeine that keep you awake.
Yeah, it's just have a pint of whiskey, solves all problems.
I think I'm just gonna stick with a Jackman's lozenge. Oh,
When did your throat start hurting?
like a day ago. kind of wondering if it was something I ate in the last few days.
Not
The,
got like COVID.
Well, I was going to mention that just then. Like, the mother wants me to take a latency test or something.
So you're gonna get a giant Q-tip shoved up your nose.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I always
that's fun.
thought it was a tongue thing.
No,
Q-tip? Why? You're telling me
right
to-
up your nose. It has to go like an inch and a half up there. And
Right.
then you gotta scrape your tonsils with it.
Okay.
It's pretty shit.
Yeah, but I don't have a choking reflex, so.
No.
Lucky Joe.
It's not that bad, Phil. But unless they've sped this thing up,
Hang
the
on,
worst
buddy.
part
Hang
is the
on,
waiting.
hang on. Okay, she's recording, yeah. Keep going. I tell you what, I'd hate to commit a murder with you around, Carol. You know that. Anyway, keep it to yourself. I've got secret microfilm from the government. Oh,
Well, we all know Phil killed JFK,
Carol.
even though he died 2 decades before he was born.
I mean, that'd be somebody, so. Why not?
The COVID test is not that bad, is what I was getting at, though.
Have you seen it being done, or have you taken it yourself?
I've had my own. Remember in November when my entire family got infected?
Oh, so every one of you had to take the test. Okay.
Mm-hmm. The worst part was the wait. Basically, I had to wait in my car for 5 hours just to get that giant Q-tip shoved up my nose. So if you get tested, bring a book, bring a game, bring music, bring something to keep your mind entertained.
Okay. Wait. Is this really? You're gonna see me in a doctor's office with the disaster artist in my hands.
I'm still shocked it took you 3 years to see the movie. And even then, it's only because we forced you.
Yeah, well, some things. Yeah, but okay. Carol never saw Star Wars until a certain point, or Lord of the Rings. So
Wait, I saw Star Wars when it came out.
Oh, is that what
dad
you?
took my brother and me to the drive-in.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
And
Yeah,
keep
we
in
had a
mind-
big old station wagon.
No, I love the idea of a drive-in. I think it's excellent.
They brought them back for COVID, at least here. There is a difference. Oh, go on, Carol.
Those prequels and sequels. I think I've seen at least most of them. I really only remember well the first prequel. The rest just kind of
Sucked.
hasn't really stuck in my memory for some reason or other.
Most of them suck.
It's I can kind of remember oh god, I can't remember the guy's name. He was played Gonzo in the Hunter S. Thompson movie.
Oh, Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, Benicio. Yeah. I couldn't remember his name for the life of me.
He was the best part about that.
He really is.
God, what was the movie called? Last Jedi?
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, and Phil's favorite movie, the one with Skylar Soze.
Oh
He was
yeah, he
the
plays
suspect.
Freddie Finkston. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he was the best part about that movie. So I'm not shocked that you remember he was in it.
I mean, yeah, but we watched Usual Suspects. The first hour doesn't add up.
I meant the Last Jedi, buddy.
Oh right, yeah. I need coffee. I'm sorry.
Oh, I love The Usual Suspects.
Yeah, Usual Suspects is great, but the first hour is a bit slow. Come on.
Yeah.
Felt like
But
watching.
it has to all be set up. It's about
Yes.
the House of Cards just so.
But it felt like watching Sphere again. You know what I mean? Where it was better in my memory, my nostalgia was better than the actual experience. And when you actually sit down and watch it again, it's like, You were the most entertaining thing about the movie, talking to you guys.
I liked it.
Get a nice little cameo at the beginning from Giancarlo. It's fun.
Wait, was he usual? Oh yeah, he was the cop, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think he's at the end too, because when they're printing out the picture of Skyzer Sose, he's the one who sees him, and like he reports to his boss, and by then it's too late.
Yeah.
You know what movie has great build-up? Or entertaining build-up would probably be the more appropriate word. The original Jurassic Park.
Yeah. That's great build-up. Amazing payoff. Jeff Goldblum was right. That's all that matters.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, but
Not
Carol,
sure all the finds away.
you know, the irony of the whole thing with Jeff Goldblum and those characters is wasn't it Sam Neill and the oh god, what's the name?
Laura
Linda.
Dern.
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, yeah. Laura Dern and Sam Neill's characters are actually brought in to advocate for Hammond, right?
Mhm.
And Goldblum's character is brought in on the lawyer's behalf to shut the whole thing down, right? The lawyer gets his wish. Whether he likes it or not, Goldblum's character is the one that is absolutely correct in the entire thing. And of course, as soon as he has an opinion, everybody else is like, you might be right.
Oh no, he was definitely right.
The thing that's amazing, at least to me, about Jurassic Park is, even for like just the scenes where they're just sitting around talking, like, you know, having lunch, they find ways to make it entertaining. Like, all these characters are doing is talking about an amusement park, and they're
Yeah, there's no dinosaurs, there's no special effects, there's no incredible music.
there's no
There's no-
raptors trying to kill
Yeah.
anybody.
No raptors trying to kill anybody. It's just a bit of concept art in the background, Chilean sea bass on a plate, and 6 characters just talking about playing God.
And it's good. It's
It is.
interesting.
It's good.
And very few movies can do that. Like when they have a fantastical aspect.
You know why? Because it's captured your attention. It's shown you the hand. It's played its card. It's dealt it, and you're impressed by what you've seen. So you're invested by that point. That's why you're totally into it. Just so happens the dialogue is great as well.
I get a kick out of that ride they have set up where Hammond has to talk to himself. Like, it's cute in the context of the movie, but when you like put on your real life, your reality goggles, you're like, wait. So John Hammond is going to be the new announcer for this ride when hundreds, if not thousands, of people came to this park every day.
Imagine having to do that spiel like 5 times a day every day.
You know what? I think that scene's just there to show just how crazed with money John Hammond has become. Like, he probably had somebody with common sense saying, like, wait, you want a ride where you talk to yourself? But you know you're going to have to do this every day. Just do it. I don't care. Just do it.
It's probably a concept thing that he just did for the park originally. You know, he's not going to do that. Whoever he gets to take over for him. Like, again, it's the flea circus. He
Even
thinks he has
that's a good scene.
thinks he has control over the situation by anecdotally, like, you know, retrospectively looking back at his own life in London. And yeah, no, you can't control that. You can't control this.
Well, you can control a foot release circus. You can't control a dinosaur amusement park.
Yeah, I'd imagine those dinosaurs would be difficult to control.
One of the best bits of foreshadowing is at the beginning of the film with Sam Neill's character, where they all have to put their seatbelts on to land. And his seatbelts, for some reason, only have 2 female ends. And what does Sam Neill do? He ties them together to make a knot.
Okay,
Kind
that's the J Bauman thing from the audio. No,
Yeah,
but the idea is life finds a way.
But it's like that with the dinosaurs. They're all female, but they still find the way.
Well, it's the damn frog DNA.
Well, I saw that too.
I find it kind of funny that they have like all these brilliant scientists that can build dinosaurs, but none of them realize that certain species of frog can reproduce with just one gender.
Yes, they can, but it takes so many different
Evolutionary
strands of
leaps.
DNA
Yeah.
to make that all come together and happen. They had no way of knowing that the little bits of DNA they were taking from the frog and putting in these dinosaurs would be the bits that enabled that.
You know what would be more realistic in that situation? I mean, the unrealistic situation is like every species breeds, despite the fact that they're all female, right? The realistic interpretation of that would be like only some actually do breed in those movies. But for the sake of the audience, think of what is visually interesting, then go from there. But don't say every one of them did.
It doesn't matter because it just follows the theme of light finds a way. But if you really want to go into that level of detail, there'd have to have been a way for them to just sterilize their dinosaurs, regardless of their gender. I don't know, knock them out with tranquilizers and then do an operation to remove their baby-making parts.
And certain amphibians and reptiles have regenerative capabilities.
So that's out of the question?
Life would still find a way. But on the other hand, there's this whole argument, life will find a way. Then why do we have so many dead branches in the evolutionary tree of the history of this planet? Life doesn't always find a way. Sometimes life is like, no, you don't work that good, so let's, yeah.
We love the Callisto effect. Isn't it great? Yeah.
Alright, explain pandas. One of the few animals on the planet that don't want to reproduce.
That's a good point. The real life version
They
of
are
Callisto
so
effect.
cute.
Oh, they are adorable, but they don't want to do anything, including reproduce. They just want to eat and I don't know,
Sleep,
be
have
friendly.
It's
fun.
cute.
An animal is lazy when sex is hard work.
I just want to go up and down this hill like a sausage. Whee!
I mean, it's arguable that it can be. I mean, I'm always left kind of sweating and panting afterwards, so.
Carol, you know what the most adorable thing about pandas are? If you've actually seen a panda bear in the face, their eyes are so human. They look like a little guy wearing a suit.
Pandas are adorable, and I love them.
Yeah, they're incredibly affectionate and endearing and everything, but god damn it, they don't want to breed.
No.
You know what else I love? I love sloths.
Oh yeah, they're cute too.
Everybody likes those things.
Sloths are like my spirit animal. I would gladly sleep for 20 hours a day if I could. Okay, not normally, but lately, since I haven't been getting that great of sleep, I definitely would.
3 hours awake, 21 hours of sleep.
If I'm lucky that much.
There's a downside to it, sloth are incredibly stinky. Apparently they smell like gerbils on the worst day.
Oh god.
But it'll be worth it though, having a bath and a shower in case you need to sleep for 21 hours.
But they're so darn cute.
It's true that pigs are smarter than dogs.
I mean, yeah. Pigs are the third most intelligent creature on the planet, I think. I mean, dolphins considered number 2 by far, but apparently there's a listing of the smartest creatures on the planet. Number 1 is a raven? Really?
They are
Ravens
extremely
are
intelligent.
Huh. You didn't think a bird would reach number 1?